Listen carefully, because I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. What I'm about to hand you is the filthiest, most ruthless method to pull a woman straight out of her comfort zone and into your orbit. And when I say filthy, I don't mean immoral. I mean it's the kind of strategy that spits in the face of everything they drilled into your head since childhood. This isn't Boy Scout romance. This is warfare. Chess, while every other poor bastard is fumbling with checkers. You know that burning anger when the girl you want is laughing with some other guy while you just stand there like furniture? That helpless rage of being the good friend she dumps her problems on while she crawls back to the very men who treat her like dirt? That humiliation ends now. Are you done being invisible? Good. Because once I tear open this secret, you'll never look at women, or yourself, the same way again. This is the code only the predators know, the top 3% of men who don't beg, don't chase, and don't get friend-zoned. The rest? They're cannon fodder. And you've been one of them, buying overpriced cologne, throwing gifts at women like a desperate fool, answering texts instantly like a trained dog. And what did that get you? Exactly. Nothing but rejection and humiliation. Here's the brutal truth, you were programmed to lose. From childhood, society poisoned you, be nice. Be respectful. Wait your turn. Treat her like a princess. Lies. All of it. Nice guys don't create obsession. Nice guys rot in the friend zone while the ruthless men take everything. What really creates obsession? Tension. Mystery. The dangerous pull of a man she can't figure out, can't predict, can't control. That's why the average-looking guy with 0 gifts can take women you dream about. It's not his looks. It's his aura. That predator's calm. That unshakable self-certainty that makes women orbit him like prey caught in a predator's gravity. Seduction isn't logic. It isn't dinners and flowers. It's instinct. Animal. Caveman wiring. Women don't choose men with their conscious brain. Their subconscious, primal brain does the choosing, and it's not looking for a gentleman. It's looking for status, dominance, protection, and danger. And don't misunderstand me. This isn't about being rude or disrespectful. This is about becoming the man who awakens her animal brain, who presses the triggers she didn't even know existed. That's why I built the MO system, a blueprint forged from over a decade of testing in the field, discarding the weak, keeping only what bends women's behavior like steel under fire. And it all begins with the first pillar, movement. Forget that pathetic, "Hey, how are you?" garbage. That's the language of the invisible. The opening move isn't about being polite, it's about hijacking her brain before she even realizes what's happening. It's disruption. A spark that shatters her pattern, forces her to stop, and pulls her into your frame. Picture this, instead of groveling with compliments, you walk in and say, "You look like the kind of woman who hates small talk, but secretly thrives on chaos." Instantly, her mind stutters. Her guard cracks. Why? Because you just cut through the static every man before you vomit it out. You've invaded her subconscious. You've made her curious. And curiosity is the first step to desire. Understand this, the opening line is the battlefield. If you enter weak, you're already bleeding. You'll spend the entire interaction chasing, defending, begging. But if you enter with sharp unpredictability, you seize the frame. She steps into your world, not the other way around. And here's the kill shot, women are drawn to what they don't understand. Mystery hooks them deeper than looks, deeper than wealth, deeper than logic. So don't be the open book. Be the riddle she can't stop trying to solve. Be the disruption that unsettles her perfectly safe little world. Because the man who dares to provoke, to spark that dangerous curiosity, he already owns the game before it's even begun. If movement is the strike that knocks her off balance, obscurity is the smoke that blinds her vision. Let me spell this out for you: predictability is death. Every average man telegraphs his every move like a weak boxer in slow motion. Good morning, texts, needy compliments, constant availability. He's a glass of water, transparent, tasteless, forgettable. Women don't crave water. They crave fire. And fire is not predictable. Fire is not safe. Fire makes them wonder, what is he thinking? What is he doing? Why hasn't he answered yet? Who else is he talking to? That uncertainty is the drug. It gnaws at her brain, forces her to obsess, to chase. Obscurity means you never reveal the full story. You give fragments, hints, shadows. You let her imagination do the work for you, because her imagination will always make you bigger, darker, and more dangerous than you actually are. Text her late, but not too late. Answer sometimes, vanish sometimes. Smile in person, then go silent mid-conversation. Never explain. Never justify. Force her to live in suspense. Because when a woman doesn't know where she stands with you, she invests. She thinks. She worries. And worry is attraction sharpened into obsession. Remember this: curiosity is her leash. Mystery is your weapon. Let her chase answers you'll never fully give. The more she reaches, the more tangled she becomes in your web. Third pillar: power. Seduction without power is just begging in disguise. You cannot lure women from a position of weakness. You must radiate command. Understand, women are not wired to worship the compliant. They're wired to kneel before the unmovable. The man who stands like stone while every other fool bends like grass. Power is not about screaming or flexing. It's calm, controlled, ruthless. It's speaking slower than others, moving with intent, smiling like you already know the ending to the story. It's the ability to walk away without hesitation, because you don't need her, you choose her. The weak man begs for validation. The powerful man forces her to seek his approval without even asking. When you're in her presence, you are the frame. You decide the pace, the tone, the rhythm. You are not reacting to her mood, you are setting it. If she tests you with sarcasm, you don't get defensive. You smirk, dismiss, redirect. Every move says, I am in control. You can either follow my lead, or you can step aside. This is the energy of kings, generals, conquerors. And women feel it like electricity in their skin. Because deep down, their biology screams for a man who can lead, who can dominate not with violence but with presence. Power isn't loud. Power is the silence that makes everyone else lean in. Fourth pillar, orbit. Now we bring it all together. Movement disrupted her. Obscurity hooked her. Power enslaved her subconscious. The final step is orbit. Orbit means creating a gravitational pull so strong she can't escape, even if she tries. It's when your presence lingers in her mind long after you've left. How do you achieve it? By weaving yourself into her emotions. By giving her highs and lows, pushing and pulling, warmth and cold. You don't give her stability, you give her a roller coaster. Because stability breeds boredom. Unpredictability breeds addiction. Tell her something that cuts deep, then pull back and leave her replaying it in her head all night. Make her laugh until her guard drops, then go silent just when she craves more. Touch her casually, then withdraw like nothing happened. These contrasts carve you into her nervous system. Orbit is psychological gravity. It's the force that makes her check her phone every 5 minutes. The reason she compares every man after you to you, and none of them measure up. Because you're not just a man anymore. You're a storm she can't escape. And here's the final dagger: once she's in your orbit, she'll sabotage herself to stay there. She'll chase you harder than you ever chased her. She'll rationalize your absence, fight for your attention, and in the end, bend her entire world around your gravity. This is the MO system. 4 pillars. 4 weapons. Movement to disrupt. Obscurity to hook. Power to dominate. Orbit to enslave. Not every man is built for this. But if you are, if you have the steel to apply it, you'll never be the same again. Women won't just notice you. They'll orbit you, hunger for you, and burn for you long after the game has ended. The execution, turning theory into blood. Theory without execution is masturbation. It feels good in your head, but it produces nothing. If you want results, real women, real desire, you need to apply these pillars in the battlefield of interaction. And the battlefield doesn't forgive hesitation. So let me give you a glimpse of how it looks when a man of the MO system moves. Scenario 1, the approach, movement plus obscurity. You see her across the room. Every other guy is either staring, pretending not to, or rehearsing some weak line in his head. You don't wait. You move. You cut the distance with the calm confidence of a predator closing in on prey. Your eyes don't dart around nervously. They lock onto her like she's already caught. And when you reach her, you don't spew some, "Hey, how are you?" garbage. Instead, you drop. You look like the kind of woman who would start a fight just to see how it ends. Boom. Her brain stutters. Pattern disrupted. You've pulled her into curiosity. Now you go silent. A half smile. Let her fill the gap. That's obscurity. You didn't give her a script to follow, you gave her a riddle she can't resist answering. Scenario 2, the test, power. At some point, she'll test you. She might roll her eyes. She might tease you. She might throw a sarcastic, "Oh, is that supposed to impress me?" This is where the weak crumble. They get defensive, they over-explain, they try to win approval. Dead. You? You smirk. You let the silence stretch. Then you lean in slightly and say, "Impress you?" "No. I'm deciding if you're worth my time." That's power. You flipped the frame. Now she's the one qualifying herself to you. She feels the gravity of your presence, and her subconscious whispers, "This man cannot be shaken." Scenario 3, the hook, orbit. You've sparked her, you've unsettled her, you've claimed the frame. Now you create the push-pull, the emotional storm that forges the orbit. You lean in close, whisper something that cuts. You've got that dangerous look in your eyes, like you'd ruin a man's life and smile while doing it. She laughs, maybe blushes, maybe denies it. Doesn't matter. You've thrown her off balance. Just when she's leaning in for more, you pull back. Look away. Take a sip. Change the subject. Now she's chasing. Wondering. Hooked. The roller coaster begins. She'll crave the high, dread the low, and need you as the only man who can give both. That's orbit. The predator's mindset. Understand this, the MO system is not just technique. It's identity. You cannot fake it. You must become it. You must carry yourself like the man who doesn't beg for scraps, doesn't wait for permission, doesn't bow to women's approval. You are the storm. You are the fire. You are the gravity. Most men live like prey, nervous, hesitant, waiting to be chosen. You flip the script. You choose. You hunt. And women feel it instantly, because it taps into the oldest code in their DNA, attraction to power, mystery, danger. When you walk into a room, you are not another man. You are the disruption. When you speak, you are not trying to impress. You are testing. When you leave, you don't vanish. You linger in her mind like smoke after fire. This is not seduction. This is conquest. The oath of the predator. Enough theory. Enough fantasy. Now comes the decision. Right here, right now, you choose whether to stay prey, or become predator. Because understand this, women do not crave the average. They do not obsess over the predictable. They are not haunted by the polite little boy who waited his turn. They are consumed by the man who walks through their defenses like fire through dry grass. The MO system is not just a method. It's a weapon. A weapon that, once you wield it, changes you forever. There's no going back to weakness once you've tasted power. And the choice is brutal: keep being the invisible man. The shoulder to cry on. The loyal dog who waits for crumbs. Or, become the man who bends reality around himself. The man who makes women orbit, who infects their thoughts, who burns his image into their subconscious so deeply they can't escape. This is the oath: I will no longer beg. I will no longer chase. I will no longer live as prey. From this moment on, I move first. I disrupt. I vanish when I want. I command the frame. I am the storm she never saw coming, the question she can't answer, the danger she can't resist. I am not the man she chooses, I am the man she submits to. Take that oath, and you'll never be the same again. But hesitate, and you'll stay where you are. Invisible. Forgotten. A background character in your own life. The choice is yours. Prey or predator.